What's up, people? Welcome back. Right, so, by the way, my name's Matt. If nobody knows, it's Matt. Right, so, where we're at now is the floor's square, measured, square, measured it again. We are fully welded underneath. We are lineage back, we flipped it, we clamped it back down, we fully welded the top. And we've put the chassis jig in. So I'll show you that again quickly, just so you can understand how it works for me. Right. So this is the jig I built off one of my frames. You can sort of see how it works. So you've got this here is your dash bar. That there's your rear, which runs between your two shocks, and your main hoop, I've got the brackets up at the minute, goes here. So the main hoop comes down, and then this is your front section, which goes through here, across, down. Yeah. So then from your main hoop, you'll come down to this bar, and then back to your main. Right, so now what we're going to do is I've got one of my main hoops. Now what I do is I go around my main hoop and with a file, I just take up every smallest imperfection I can feel, just because that's how I like it to do. And then I get Scotch Brite, some acetone, clean it, right? So I'll quickly clean that whilst you take a watch. Sorry about that, I just covered off the camera. Right, second up, shall we? So I've got my file, some Scotch Brite, red, grey, green. I like to use the grey when I'm just polishing up. WD-40, acetone. It's that simple. Yeah? Right. So what you want to do is get your file, any little nicks that you see. You want a really fine file, by the way. Just give them a little bit of a file, yeah? There shouldn't be many, because this CDS comes pretty nice. It's just me, really. You don't really need to do it, but this is a scratch. You wouldn't want it on your car, would you? See, that's about it. I'll do the red first. Red, WD. We're going to prep it. What we want to do this for is these tubes come with like a protective layer on them of oil, which stops them getting rusty. Well, when you're coming to weld to it, you don't want that, do you? It's easier to clean it off now than later. Wrong one. Never mind. Really, I should put a second glove on. Oh, I didn't. Right, so now, hopefully you'll see just how much cleaner the tube is. Look at this. And all of that is what you would have been welding to. Which is contaminate your weld, which makes your weld weaker. Yeah? Preparation, people. Preparation. There we go. See how quick that was? 2 minutes now. Gonna save you some time in the future, yeah? Right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna drop my main hoop in. Just so I can show you. All these are plumber's fittings. The pipes. That is all they are. They work well, so why not? 1, 2. $10 mil. And what I'm going to do is just nip these up. Still need to have to move it around, yeah? Right, come over and get you now. Right, so, main hoop. It just fits in those. It's in line. Now what I can do with these, so I can move these around. It's a bit of a gap, but once I pull this cage in, it comes down and it will match. It'll just sit straight on top of here. Beautifully like. So yeah, that's the main hooping. Semi in. Now if you haven't got the jig, obviously, what you want to do is tack your one corner in place. So you've got it to your position that you want it. I run mine pretty much right at the end because my radius arm brackets come from the bottom here and run up the tube. Fully welded. So I run it right at the end. So what I do is I pull it. It's not going to go over now, is it? I'll show you. So I pull it on the end where you want it. Tack it in place, ratchet strap, pull it into where you want it. As long as you've got it square, you're good. But some people now are building these with actually leaning back. I'm not quite sure why, but I've got them leaning back. And to be fair, it looks pretty good. But I just run mine square. So yeah. So right, and that's that. So, main hoop. Nice and square. When you're first doing this, is you will need to know your height. From there to the top of the tube. All depending on your body shell. Right? So when I built mine, I built this inside of a fiberglass shell. So I knew exactly the heights, dimensions, and it would fit. So that's a quick run round of my jig. Main hoops, semi-fitted. So what I'm going to do with these videos is just going to be nice, short little videos. So you actually watch it from the beginning to the end. So you're taking it in. If I just do too much, it's just going to be too much, isn't it? Right, let's do something else, shall we? Right, so now we've test fitted. Took it back off, we're going to weld prep. So what we're going to do is around the bottom of this tube, we're just going to put a chamfer all the way around. Yeah? That's all we're going to do. So, put you here, bend you down like this. Remember, safety first. Safety is no accident. Right. Simple as that, right? Now, let's give it a show. We are zooming, well, not zooming, well prepped. Now, all it is, stop doing that, is a chamfer. See? And both of them, consistent chamfer. It's got to be massive. If you think, see how much weld you can get in there now? Look down here. Yeah. So we're getting the weld in. And what I'm looking at when I'm doing it is, you see this little bit of steel here that I haven't done. I want to keep that consistent really all the way around, so it's still sitting square on here. If I took that straight down to a point, yeah, when I start welding through, it'll start melting this and it'll pull this down. So that gives you your sort of your bed, if you get what I mean. So it sits on the floor and it gives it some stability. Otherwise, if that, you'd literally blow through it and it'd just go and it'd shrink. So yeah, that's basically your chamfer on both of them. Leave a consistent amount of steel around it. Done. Right, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to stick it back on. Now I reckon I might be able to stand you here, sort of. Yeah? That might fall. It's probably not the safest place I've stuck you. Right, so we're going to chuck it back in there. We're going to strap it up. Go on to the next piece. See, fabrication isn't hard. The amount of time it takes is on a different thing. Just, you know, I put this in now. Well, you saw me. You know, take it out, clean it, put it back in, do this, you know. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah? Trying to make these videos quite informative. Yeah, so if you don't mind giving me a like, but more people see them. I was looking through the stats yesterday and it's like 90% of people who watch my videos aren't even subscribed to my channel. Which is, it's the subscriptions that get your videos seen, you know what I mean? Right, so now we're going to strap it up. We'll strap it up. it's literally so easy. That should do. Alright, so next what we've got to do is... What did I do? There it is in pocket. Right, you see the cage at the minute? It's sitting on our weld. Instead of taking all the weld off, all I'll do is I'll put the cage where I want it, which I have it in line with the end, and I have it just on this radio, top of this radio, yeah? And I just mark around the welds, yeah? And then all I do is linish a small section of each weld. Long grinder again. Give it a little tweak more now. Now, the cage is sitting down on the floor, see? So yeah, now you can tack, and I can get a full weld all the way around. I'll just give it a little bit of a weld prep clean up. Right, so what we've done now, move my strap up so I can get my little square in. So we're now squared the floor against the back here, so everything is together, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a couple of tacks on it. Put you about there somewhere. Get everything in place. Square with the floor, square with that. It's got to be square because my radius line brackets come off it. Contact. We've got 3 nice little tacks on there, nothing too big, because we've got to get the other side in position yet. So throw me lance over that side. Sorry about all this camera moving around, like. I ain't the best when it comes to filming stuff, if I'm honest. Right, so on this one, the side. We've also got to make sure that this is in the right position as the other side. So, the tiny ruler, we're about 4mm in. Four. Now, we've got to get line. Give me my welder. Come to daddy. Square it up. A tube on its own isn't strong. A tube in multiples is strong. Here we go. Mano. In. Welder, noisy. Now we can pop the strap. We don't need the strap anymore, do we? That's it. Main hoop is in. Should we check square? You see, square catching on something. Just knock me into the square up. I think my square is not letting me in. Better look. Alright. So look at that. So yeah. Here we go. Main. Simple job. So you spend more time preparation. Cleaning, grinding, trial fit, take off, trial fit, take off. It's, you know, it's just mainly preparation. But if you haven't got a jig, what I did the first time, made a noise in my garage, right. I just stood this up on there with a square, and then I just tack welded. Once it was where I wanted it to be, tack weld down there, and then tack weld a piece of steel from there, and that will hold that exactly where you want it. Yeah, because you can't fully weld that until your front legs are in and your dash bar's in. Because if you start fully welding that, that's going to go flip one way or the other. So once this bar's in, it holds it in place. Right, well, that's the next section. That's it then. Thanks for watching, and I'll start knocking the next one up when I get a chance. Okay, see you later.